Hello guys and welcome to today's video. Welcome to choosing my November TBR. That's literally insane. I know I say this every single monthly TBR, but that is actually crazy to me to think that this is probably the last month, or the last full month at least, that we're going to be reading books that aren't Christmas books. Is insane to me. But I'm really excited to choose this month's TBR. We're going to do the same that we did last month and use my little TBR prompts in my cute little heart glass. How adorable. Because I have a lot of fun prompts in here that I want to get to. So I thought that we'd do it again for this month. This month I feel like is going to be quite a busy month. Stay tuned for that. But I'm still going to pick 7 books, which I usually do pick 7, and I usually do read around 7 books a month. So it is doable, but because I know there is a potentially quite a busy month coming up, I might not get to all of those. But it's okay. We'll read what we read and we'll talk about it at the end of the month. But I'm still going to pick 7 because it's fun. And also it gives me some options to choose from. And if you've been here for a while, you'll know that I'm a big mood reader. So the more options for me, the better. Okay, without further ado, let me just move my cart a little bit more central so you can actually see. First prompt. A book with no people on the cover. Okay. I feel like this might be a little bit tricky, you know. Oh, actually maybe not. Maybe not. We do have options. First option, Fallen Stars by Imani Eriu. This is the second book in the Heavenly Bodies series, and this one's actually coming out in November, so I would really like to prioritise reading this. And I really enjoyed Heavenly Bodies. It was very fast-paced, romantic, and the way that it ended, I definitely had questions, so I was really excited that I actually got sent this one. So we do definitely have that as an option because there's no people on this cover. I feel like it's actually been a while since I've read a classic, and I do have 2 classics on here that I want to get to at some point, and actually there's no people on either of these. So that could be an option. I've got The Bell Jar and The Secret Garden. Quite different vibes there. But we do have those 2 as an option. We have Silver Elite, which doesn't have any people on. What else? What about... And then there were none. That does have people on. That does have people on. And now back to you. I cannot tell you how much I want this on my TBR. I cannot even tell you, but this does have people on. It has a person on the front and the back, so we definitely can't choose that one for this prompt. I am hoping that it's going to get chosen though. That's like the only one I feel like on this TBR that I'm like, I need to read it next month. I need to read this book. So I'm hoping that that is going to get chosen, but not for this prompt. We do have... What else? We actually have quite a few options. More options than I thought that we were going to have. I do think that I'm going to go for one of these 3 though. I think I'm going to put The Secret Garden back for now. I think I'm going to pick Fallen Stars. You know, this is just speaking to me more. I don't know. And like I said, because it comes out in November, I would really like to get to it before the release date. So we're going to put this on the TBR. That's so exciting. That is actually so exciting. Okay, next prompt. Let's go for this one. Oh, so many just fell out then. Okay, a book you think you will rate 5 stars. So a 5-star prediction. Do you know, I have absolutely no idea. Maybe this one? Maybe this one. I still have the little info about it in there. Maybe this one. Yeah, this is the second one in the... A big wasp has just come into my room. Oh my goodness. That was really scary. That is the biggest wasp I've potentially ever seen in my life. What was I saying? And now back to you. That sounded like a segue, but that's actually the title of this book. This is the second one in the Heartstrings series, and I really enjoyed the first one, but it wasn't a 5-star read, so that's why I'm like, is this going to be like a 4-star read like First Time Caller was? Or is it going to be 5 stars? I do potentially think this has possibility of being a 5-star read, I do. This is a When Harry Met Sally inspired romance, and I believe there's like a snowstorm that they get stuck in the mountains, so it's like forced proximity. I'm gonna guess that it's like friends to lovers, kind of similar to like When Harry Met Sally. So I do think that this has potential to be a 5-star. I also think Silver Elite, this is quite different to what I've read recently, so I feel like my prediction for this type of genre is non-existent. I don't know if that makes any sense. So I think it's probably going to have to be one of these two, and I know that this one is quite hit or miss with people just from their reviews. I mean, I have heard so many people absolutely raving about it, but I know that when it first came out there was the other side of that as well. So I think I'm going to put on And Now Back to You, which makes me really, really happy. Because I think out of these two, if I had to say which one I was more likely to rate higher, it would probably be this one. So we're going to go for this one for my predicted 5-star read. I also think the fact that I'm so excited about it, and that's probably the one that I'm most excited about right now on my TBR, that also leans into the fact that I think it could be a high rated book, hence why I'm excited by it, you know? Third book. Third prompt. Oh, is that two? Yeah, we have two. Which one do we go for? I'm gonna go for this one. A popular book you haven't read yet. That's gonna be Silver Elite, isn't it? I mean, I have this one. What other popular books? I have Hopeless by Elsie Silver, but I don't know whether, I know that this series is popular, but I don't know whether this book in particular is necessarily the most popular one. I actually would say that it's probably the one that I've heard least about, and also the most like controversial opinions about. So maybe not that one. I have The Friend Zone by Abby Fenners. That one's quite popular. What else do we have? I have Don't Let Him In by Lisa Jewell. The Midnight Library. Can I get that out? The Midnight Library is definitely a possibility. This was really, really popular at one point, and is one of those that I'm kind of shocked that I haven't read yet. So we do have that as a potential. I do have a Frida, but I wouldn't say that that was one of her most popular ones. I actually haven't heard that much about The Surrogate Mother, so I'm gonna leave that one. I think it's probably gonna be out of these two, which are probably the most popular ones on there. And ooh, I think I'm gonna go for Silver Elite. I just think it's time that I read this, and it's been on my TBR for a while, and I've been saying that I really want to read it. And I actually think the autumn winter months is probably a good time to read this because it's a dystopian romance, and I don't know why that genre just gives me that vibe. We're gonna go for this one. We're gonna go for this one. That feels kind of scary, and I don't know why. It just seems like such a commitment, and also it seems so chunky, but I swear it's like not even 500 pages, so it's not even that bad. I think it's just because it's like a hardback and it just feels chunky, you know. It's a little over 500 pages, but still doable. That's our third book on the TBR. Time for our fourth prompt. Let's go for this one. A book with short chapters. That's the kind of prompt I like. That is the kind of prompt I like. Frida, I'm gonna say Frida most definitely has short chapters. Yeah, she always does short chapters. I'm thinking out of the classics that I wanted to read, do they have short chapters? They most definitely do not. So that's a no. The Agatha Christie, I do really want this one on the TBR. Okay. I mean, if that doesn't say short chapters, I don't know what does. I think we're going to choose this one. I actually have a video idea in mind that I've been saving this book for, and it is a video that I'm hoping to do in November, so that would literally be perfect to add that to the TBR. And also, I've never read an Agatha Christie book, and I can't believe that I read a lot of mystery and thrillers, and I've just never read an Agatha Christie book because she's literally the queen of mysteries. So yeah, very excited, and I'm very excited about this edition as well because it's like a special edition. And look at the inside. Stunning. Stunning. I'm excited about that, and I also feel like, again, autumn winter is like the perfect time for mysteries and thrillers, and I just feel like this is going to be perfect. Okay, I'm excited. Fourth book onto the TBR. I actually can't believe how short those chapters were. Prompt number 5. Random letter generator. The title starts with that letter. Okay, I have my wheel. We're gonna spin. What should be something like X? V. We already might have to spin again, you know? Let me just have a quick look. I can't even think of a book that begins with the letter V that I've read, let alone one that's on the actual TBR. We're gonna have to spin again. We're gonna have to spin again. Okay. Second spin. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You. Oh my god. What the hell? I'm thinking like under literally nothing. Literally nothing. Third time lucky. Third time lucky. Let's hope for a good letter. S. Okay, we definitely have options. Do we? Do we? If we don't count the, then we have the surrogate mother. We do have that. Is that it? Oh no, we have snow globe. That starts with S. We do have snow globe. This one sounds really interesting actually. So I'm gonna count the surrogate mother as an option. And then we also have the secret garden. Do also have that. So we have options. We have more options than I thought. Which one am I most in the mood for? Ooh, this one sounds really, really interesting, but I don't know whether it's going to be better for more winter. I don't know whether it's just because it's called Snow Globe. This is a groundbreaking Korean thriller. This is a psychological thriller, and then we have The Secret Garden. Very, very different. This is like a children's classic, so kind of different vibes. I'm kind of tempted to put the reader on. I know, I hate to be predictable. I literally hate to be predictable, but this is the one that I'm probably most excited about at the minute, today, as we speak. So I think it makes the most sense to choose that one. I've also just realised Silver Elite would have been perfect for that prompt. If we hadn't already chosen it. We have 2 prompts left. A book with a dark cover. We have a few options for this. We have Everything We Never Said. That definitely has a dark cover. This actually was on my TBR, I think, a couple months ago. Not my October one, but I think maybe my September one. And I didn't get around to it, but I was really looking forward to it because it's a YA dark romantic thriller, which I've never really read anything that's been classified as a dark romantic thriller, but I'm here for it. We have that one. We have With a Vengeance by Riley Sager. I don't know if this is more like a summer vibe. I don't know whether I'm just thinking that because it came out in the summer, but it's still a thriller, so could work for autumn time. Then we have Cruel is the Light, which does have a dark cover, but it's more of maybe a dark border than anything, because we have the blue in there. We have The Midnight Library. This one seems to be coming out in this video. Maybe it's a sign. Maybe it's a sign. We also have Don't Let Me In. That's kind of a dark cover, but maybe not as dark as some of my other ones. On the back, it's pretty colourful actually. I put a lot of like my summery books at the back here, so it's looking very colourful at the back, so not really many dark books back there. I think I'm going to choose out of these 3. I think I'm going to put the Riley Sager back just because it's not really speaking to me at the minute. I'm actually kind of really interested in Midnight Library, but then I don't know because I also really like the idea of having like a YA thriller on there as well. Should we read the first sentence and see which is most captivating? Thick waves of rain assault my bedroom window, the lightning and thunder of a Georgia storm cracking this Monday morning wide open. That was quite a long first sentence. And then we have the Midnight Library. 19 years before she decided to die, Nora Seed sat in the warmth of the small library at Hazeldean School in the town of Bedford. Wow. Okay. I think the one that's more intriguing to me is Everything We Never Said, just based on that first line alone, which I know wasn't the prompt, but this is how I make my decisions. And also based on the fact that this is actually like a black background and this one is more navy, technically this one fits the prompt more so, you know? So we're gonna put this one on again. Last prompt. It always makes me so sad when it's the last prompt. So sad. A book under 350 pages. Another prompt that I like. I like that prompt. Okay. Why do I feel like everything that I picked before fits the prompt after it? Because this one would definitely fit that prompt. And The Surrogate Mother would have fit the prompt for the darkest cover, you know? The Midnight Library I feel like has less than 350 pages, but I don't really want to get that one out again. Let me see. I do have The X Next Door. This is... how long is this? 280 pages. I've actually never heard anything about this one, but it sounded fun. A laugh out loud romance of second chances and near misses. Does sound fun. We have that option. What about the bell jar? Is this... Oh wow, this is only 230 pages. We have the bell jar. We have the secret garden. But I think I'd probably, out of the classics, I'd probably more rather read the bell jar at the minute. And the bell jar was also part of the 10 books that I wanted to read before the end of the year, so maybe that would be a good one to add. I think all the rest will be, yeah, over 350. What about this one? I think I'm gonna pick the bell jar for this one. I feel like this is a good chance to read one of the books that's on my 10 before the end. So we're gonna put the X Next Door back for now. I'm kind of scared that we have no romance. Well, we have one romance. We have one romance. Maybe that's okay. Maybe that's okay. All my other romance seem to be more than 350 pages, but that's okay. I'm gonna choose the bell jar. Get another classic ticked off my list as well. It does say on the back that it's set in the summer of 1953, which isn't exactly screaming autumn. This isn't screaming November, but it's okay. It's okay. We're gonna add it to the TBR, and there are all 7 of the books that I'm hoping to read in November. Let's just whiz through them really quick just so that we can remind ourselves of what I actually chose. The first one we have is Fallen Stars by Imani Eriu, and Now Back to You by B.K. Borison. So excited. I'm so excited for that one. Silver Elite. I'm intimidated. Why am I intimidated? I don't know. And then there were None by Agatha Christie, The Surrogate Mother, A Trusty Frida, Everything We Never Said. I always wouldn't say Everything I Know About Love, but it's Everything We Never Said. And then last but not least, we have The Bell Jar. And there are all the books on the monthly TBR. It's gonna be an intense month, I feel like. But I'm very excited. I have some very anticipated releases in there, so I'm really happy with that. And yeah, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching today's video, and I will hopefully see you in my next one.